Welcome to my kitchen reset. Today we are going to be cleaning out the fridge, starting some bread, making sauerkraut, and making the easiest weeknight dinner you can imagine. Join me as I take you into my kitchen today for some regular food prep. Okay, so first up we are making sauerkraut, and I love using the recipe from the Cultured Guru. I will link her page down below, but it's just so stinking simple. You chop your cabbage to the approximate size you'd like it, measure out your salt, sprinkle it in, and then we're gonna measure the water. And this just helps you get the exact salinity in that brine that you need. And once you've poured that in, you are going to be mashing this kraut until your hands are cramping. I've sped this up for your viewing pleasure, but you want to keep going until it looks nice and wilted like you see here. And about 10 minutes later, you will be ready to start packing your kraut. So now I'm just gonna jam it into the jar here. Takes a minute, it's a messy job. And then we're going to top it with a weight. It's messy, but I made 2 full quarts and we're done. Alright, so I just finished my sauerkraut and I put it up in the pantry above my fridge, and I'm going to let it sit there for 4 whole weeks. Taking a bit of a break, getting some protein in, eating some Sigy's yogurt. This is the best pre-packaged yogurt that I can find in my grocery store that's high protein and not super high sugar. Its biggest downfall is that it's not certified organic dairy, but if you look beyond that, it's just pasteurized skim milk, organic agave nectar, Madagascar bourbon vanilla, fruit pectin, and live active cultures. It's pretty simple and minimal. We also do raw milk yogurt from our farm, so we just kind of mix and match. If you can hear the tea kettle, which I'm sure you can, I'm also bringing myself some tea because it's just one of those days I need to take it slow. I want to talk a little bit about kitchen rhythms, because I think something that people get freaked out about is how are they going to get all of the cooking, cleaning, prepping done for their family when they have full-time jobs, when they have other chores around the house to take care of, when they've got kids, when they want to travel, all of these things play a role. So one of the things I find is helpful is to break it into monthly, weekly, daily. You can even zoom out and go yearly, monthly, weekly, daily, and decide which of these tasks is something that needs to be done daily, or maybe weekly, or maybe monthly. And then you can also think about your shopping in that way too. There are some things we buy once a year. We just bought half a cow. You guys saw either in an upcoming video or you already watched it. A hunting season is annual. Then we have monthly purchases, and then some are weekly. I grocery shop every week on Wednesdays. It's the middle of the work week. It happens to be when I am close enough to the weekend where I know I can stock up for the weekend and it can stay stocked. We're not gonna burn through our stores. Because if I shopped Monday, I promise you by Friday, I'd be like, oh gosh, I have to go back out to the store. It just feels a little bit more manageable to bridge the gap. And then the days where we are kind of stretching are Monday, Tuesday of the week, instead of putting that pressure on Saturday, Sunday, where our whole family is at home. So if you think about the tail end of your shopping week, think about the days where you're gonna be pinching it a little bit, where you're gonna be stressing. And is that a day where your entire family is home? Another weekly rhythm is making bread. I do this 2-3 times a week. It keeps my starter really healthy, and I'm not always making crusty sourdough loaves, although we do love that. I'm also making sourdough pizzas or sandwich bread or English muffins or something using my starter. Another weekly rhythm is cleaning out our produce drawers.
as I'm going grocery shopping, you bet that when I'm restocking, I'm not only rotating all of the old produce up front, so I use it first, but I'm also cleaning out my drawers. Those things can get so gnarly. Here I'm just spraying it with my little Castile soap and water mixture, rinsing them out, and then I'm gonna restock them and put all my produce in once it's been dried.
Okay, so we've prepped our sauerkraut, cleaned out the fridge, meaning I wiped everything down, kind of took inventory. I cleared out the old veg that needed to be tossed, which honestly wasn't very much. And now I kind of know what I need when I go to the grocery store. I'm actually not going to go right now. I'm going to wait till I pick up my kids, and then everyone's going to go. You might be thinking, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just go when you don't have children? Well, number one, I have shopped with kids since I had kids 12 years ago, and I'm just used to it. And I think, one, yes, there's definitely the rare occasion where I go grocery shopping by myself, but my kids have kind of just learned the rhythm, and I think it's important too, like, if they're going to learn how to grocery shop, they need to watch you grocery shop. And so lots of conversations happen at the grocery store that otherwise they wouldn't be facilitated any other way. So, you know, I have older kids. I don't have, you know, just infants or just toddlers. Our kids are 3, 7, and 12. And, you know, the 12-year-old is getting very close to making her own buying decisions. And so when it's, you know, not even like she really is the main catalyst for having to say, oh, we're not going to get that. But she overhears kind of what I buy. And also, I have her help make the grocery list. Oh, these onions are hitting me. Very often. So I almost put some of the responsibility on her so that she can help me take inventory. What do we need? Are you baking something this week? Oh, these onions are burning my eyes. Woo, okay, we're going to get rid of that board. So like I was saying, I kind of make it a whole family event, and it just works that way. Yes, it takes longer. Yes, you know, sometimes we even do self-checkout, which is insane, but it's just kind of the rhythm. And I think the less you build in comfort into your life, then the easier you have it, because you're like, listen, it's not a hassle for me to go to the grocery store with my 3 kids. Now, if I had 7 kids or 8 kids, I don't know, maybe I'd feel differently, but for right now it works for us. So what I'm doing is just taking this chicken out of the packaging. Make sure if you buy a whole chicken that's commercially packaged like this, that you check the cavity for the organs. This has been thawing in my fridge for like 2-3 days because it was frozen, and I can just now get it on my chicken cooker. So if you're not familiar with these, this is basically creating almost like rotisserie style chicken in your oven because it keeps all of the sides crispy. You basically cook your chicken upright by fastening it onto this little cavity here. Think of like, if you're familiar with beer can chicken, how that would go. Sometimes you gotta stretch the bird a little bit, do a little finagling. To really get it to sit upright. There. And I've just kind of put some onions around the basin of this, and I'm also going to sprinkle in some cherry tomatoes because I have a ton.
As we take you to our beef rancher's gorgeous property and show you what it looks like to pick up our half cow.